Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm here, and today I have something really cool to show you that I made like a long time ago, probably like a year and a half ago, maybe a year. I don't know. It was a while ago. Yeah, so long ago I don't actually remember when I made it. Basically this was inspired by this is a sorry. First let me start off with what this is. This is a 2x2 pixel display. So each 2x2 block is a pixel, so it's a display, and yeah, and it's an 8x8 display. So because each pixel is 2x2, that's 16 long, so 2 times 8. And so yeah, this was inspired by again, this was made a long time ago, so I don't remember the exact details, but this is inspired by Mumbo's 3x3 lamp pixel display and Dico's 1x1 display. And I do know that he uploaded a new one like a few weeks ago, I think. But yeah, he had like 2 on his channel at the time. He has 3 now. Either that, he had 3 at the time. He has 4 now. I don't remember. Anyway, I'll leave links to that stuff down in the description. But anyway, we'll check this out. So I'm using like a system like Mumbo had in his video, where he had command blocks and stuff. And basically, so I'm going to show you how it works. I have 3 images loaded and a reset button. So this is the reset. And then we have the 3 buttons right here. Alright, so let's just take a look at it. I'm not going to go into detail with the command block setup, just because this video isn't about that. Okay, so I'll just show you what this does. So this is just a clear button, so I'm going to ignore that for now. So press this first button. We'll get a picture of a sword and some lag, but yeah, this thing has a lot of pistons going on, a lot of piston action going on behind the scenes. So this is a 8x8 picture of a sword. So yeah, and then you go into the second image, and that is a smiley face. And yeah, you can see kind of the block lag. I'm not sure if that's what you call it, but whatever. Anyway, you have a smiley face right there, and then lastly have my logo. So that's my logo. I've had that logo for actually like a really long time. You don't really see this logo too much. I think it might be my outro, but I don't remember honestly. But I think that's the only place you see it. But yeah. Anyway, that's beside the point. And then you can press this to reset it. And of course you can switch between all of these, so I can go from the sword to the logo to, say, for example, the smiley face, and then maybe back to the logo, and then back to the sword. And then once you're bored of looking at all the same pictures, you just reset it. And sorry, my game lagged right there. There we go. Okay. So now we'll go into detail on how this works. Okay, so first off is the cyan circuit, which is an RS NOR latch array. And basically how this works is when something is selected, it will power, let's see, not trapdoor, redstone block. When something is powered, it'll power this bottom line. Whoa, sorry. It'll power this bottom line, so all these pistons will extend, but this certain line in particular will turn off. And then this redstone torch will turn on, and it will go into the rest of the system. So this is these redstone torches are the output, so whichever one is on is the one that is the rest. So the signals are inverted. So you can see the ones that are off here. So the ones that are not being used are on, and the ones that are being used are off. And so you have to invert that signal to some redstone torches. That way the ones that are not being used are off, and the ones that are being used are on, which is how we want it, if that made any sense. So basically, it's the only one that's unpowered, and that's how we want it. But then when the button signal goes away, we want it to remain unpowered. And basically, this is set to 4 ticks, just so it has just so the other ones have time to reset, because I had started the sorry, tripped over my words. I started having issues with the displays not being able to reset between the images, and then having like some parts being 1 tick pulsed, and then basically the whole thing got messed up. And so these 4-tick delays are just here so that the picture does not get messed up while it's switching. And so basically this piston will retract before this repowers and buds it. As you can see, these pistons are not being powered by these repeaters, but they're being budded by these repeaters up here at the top, and that's how they're remaining upward. And basically that's how it works. And that's basically the input circuit, and those command blocks are basically just placing redstone blocks beneath these repeaters, and the reset just works by powering all of this redstone all of these redstone sorry, it's kind of early, a lot earlier than I normally record, so I'm having a bit of a hard time speaking. Basically it just powers all of these pistons and then moves them up here, and then whichever ones are down, for example this one at the end, will get powered, and then it will be budded, and then you'll get lots of lag and the display will reset. Alright, moving on to the green circuit. Okay, so the green circuit is this small little circuit right here, which basically just carries the signal all the way up from this part right here. And basically the way this works is so you have the red circuit, which is the decoder, which I'll go into in a minute. And basically, so this represents each column of pixels, each repeater here, and we basically want each column to be off. So as you can see, these redstone torches are off, and then basically just want to bring the redstone line around to where this is also off, because if you just kept going up, if you didn't like go around like this, you'd have basically, if you didn't do some stuff, this kind of zigzagging pattern with the redstone torches, if you just went straight up, this spot right here, where this torch is right here, would be turned on, and that's not what we want. So you have to kind of zigzag it up so that when it goes up one block, it's off, and you just kind of do that by going here, rather than doing this. As you can see, it would be on off. You do something along the lines of this, where as you can see, this one is off and this one is on, and you continue doing that, and that's kind of how that works. So rather than having one on and one off, you have one side is on and the other side is one side is on and the other side is off. Alright, and then you just kind of carry that up and you start doing some zigzagging. As you can see, then you have to do the on-off thing, and then you do the zigzag, and you basically just do that, making sure that every column is turned off. And that's basically all the green circuit is. So now we'll move on to the red circuit. This is a giant circuit back here, and the decoder basically determines if the pixel needs to be on or off. So if you take a look at this, each repeater here represents one row. So again, there are 8. It's an 8x8 display, so there are 8 columns and 8 rows, so 8 sets. And then basically, the signal will just go down, and you'll see if there is a if there is a repeater, that means the display, the pixel's not being in use, so it will stay retracted. But if there's a redstone dust, the display will extend, the pixel will extend, and it will be in use. And also, I did forget to mention, each slice right here is so this 1, 2, and 3. They're each separate pictures, so you could store up to, well, with this blue circuit here, you could store probably around 10, depending on how large your display is, because then you need more space for this blue circuit. So yeah, you could store about 10 pictures, maybe a little less, but you could extend it with repeaters, possibly. I haven't tried that, but yeah. So you can, if you've seen Mumbo's video, you can probably tell where I got this from. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool design. Props to Mumbo for coming up with this. Anyway, so that's basically how that works. So if there's a repeater, that means the pixel is in, and if there's a redstone, the pixel will be out, and that's literally how the red circuit works. It's pretty simple, actually. Now the reason that it's so much bigger, and that we need this blue circuit, is because I did at first try going with something like sorry, I'm trying to place this with lag. Of course, you know how it is when it comes to me and lag. I did try doing something like this, and then having the next row down here. But as you can see, then we're getting crosstalk. I think that's what it is anyway. So what you get is you get one line powering here, and it would power this redstone, which is all fine. But then it would go down and power this one. And also an added problem, it would also do that, so you'd power the wrong line from the wrong place. Yeah, and so I basically had to extend it one up, that way you didn't get all that crosstalk. As you can see, the repeaters moved one block down, so the two lines don't interfere with each other, and that's what I need. But because of that, we needed the next circuit, which is the blue circuit, and I'll basically talk about how that works. So the blue circuit is basically just a carry down, however you call it. Basically, the line that just carries the signal from the decoder to the pixels, so the pixels know what to do. And I had this whole formula written up just so whatever size you had enough space. I don't remember where it is. I need to find it. I think it was something like the amount of pixels the amount of pixels divided by 2. So 8, and then divided by 2, and then plus 1, just to be safe. I don't remember. Something like that. But basically, you just have to go back so that way the middle pixel, or somewhere around the middle. This isn't even layered, so it's not perfectly in the middle. So the middle one would be about straight, and then it would slowly start curving upward, because this one slowly starts stretching higher and higher. And so you need some sort of line to carry that along, because they're not at the same level. That's why I originally tried the smaller type of decoder, which didn't end up working. So I had to stretch it out and add these blue lines right here. But they get the job done, just carrying the signal down to here. And so now we'll move on to the white circuit. So lastly, we have the white circuit, and that is the input for the pixels. So as you can see, we have a giant piston wall right here, and then blocks on all of their faces. These are sticky pistons, by the way, or else this would work one time and then they get stuck out. But basically, how this works, you have two sets of different pixels. That way, you can tile them next to each other. So they're all tileable upwards. That way, they don't mess with each other when you go vertically. And then you have them all horizontally, and you can see they alternate, so they don't mess with each other. And basically, so there are two ways that this works. As you can see, this one is like a one-tick. This is a dual-edge monostable, and it does one-tick pulses. It does one-tick pulses. I actually learned this from Dico and Sydney, so thank you to them for that. And basically, how it works is that when that extends, this redstone will turn off, and then so while this piston is extending, this redstone will turn off, and then when it's done extending, it will repower it. So these torches will turn on and turn off for one tick, and then these pistons will pulse outward, and that's how that works. And then so when this turns off, it'll do the same thing. So rather than just a regular monostable, like a rising edge or falling edge, because a rising edge or a falling edge would only do it when it's on or off, and that wouldn't work. So you need a double edge that pulses both times, and that's what this is for. And we have some slabs here just so it does not bud the one below, and just in case. And then so the next one, I'm gonna go to this side, is actually much less complicated. It's literally just redstone, repeater, more redstone, and then repeaters. That's basically how that works. And that will power, so it'll power these two top pistons directly, and then I believe this is budding, but I'm not entirely sure on this bottom piston. But anyway, it works, and that's what matters. So yeah, that's basically that. And so yeah, that's pretty much how this whole display works. I think it'd be really cool if you guys made one of these. I know it was a lot of fun building. I mean, well, a bit of a chore just because there's so much repetition, especially that piston wall and stuff, and then all that circuitry in the back. But it was actually a lot of fun, and it's really cool. And yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.